Hello, my name is Kara Cantwell. I'm in 4th period forensics. This is my forensics project on the polygraph machine. I apologize for saying and a lot. I apologize for how long this video is, and I apologize for any historical inaccuracies when it comes to costumes. Anyways, here's my project. Hello, and welcome to 24/7 News. Today we'll be talking about a new invention. The lie detector, more specifically a polygraph machine, is a new cutting-edge technology that seemingly allows for investigators to determine if a suspect is lying with immediate results. Now, many of you watching at home may be wondering if this magical device is accurate. So let's discuss, is the polygraph machine just one big lie? The device was invented by John Augustus Larson, a part-time employee of Berkeley Police Department. He had read the work of William Moulton Marston, a Harvard psychologist and attorney who believed that changes in systolic blood pressure could reflect whether or not people were answering a question deceptively. Oh, it appears we've got a special guest in today. That wasn't a part of the schedule, but the more the merrier. They are wearing very odd attire, but they really want to speak to us. I suppose a little interview wouldn't hurt this segment. Hello. Hello, I'm from the year 2022, and I'm visiting 1921 to tell you guys about the polygraph machine, to tell you the truth, and hopefully prevent a lot of cases that went wrong because of the inaccuracy of this machine. Oh, okay. So basically how it works, the lie detector is based entirely off of measuring anxiety. No, not like that. You don't have to be diagnosed with an anxiety disorder for the polygraph machine to work for you. Rather, the polygraph machine picks up on physiological processes related to anxiety. So, the machine, as you mentioned, was invented by John Augustus Larson, and at this time in 1921, it only measures blood pressure. However, later on, it will also be able to measure galvanic skin responses, or sweat. The idea is that the more nervous you are, the more anxious you will be, and the machine will be able to pick up how anxious you are through your blood pressure and how much sweat you have. And for many, the polygraph machine does work pretty well because, as most humans do, they get anxious when they are lying or not being entirely truthful or withholding the truth. But for many, this isn't the case. But before we get into the inaccuracies of the polygraph machine, it's important that we talk about something equally as important, the control question technique. So what is control question technique exactly? Control question technique is a line of questioning used in order to understand a person's reactions. With this technique, the questionnaire will ask the questions pertaining to the crime, random mundane questions, and other irrelevant questions in order to show how a person being questioned reacts to stressful questions. For example, some questions might be, what is your name? How old are you? Not only to establish basic information, but also to test the psychological reactions of the suspect when telling the truth. Then they may ask seemingly irrelevant questions that you are likely to lie about, such as, have you ever cheated on your taxes, or have you ever cheated on a test? By using control question technique, investigators are able to get a good idea on how you behave when telling the truth or when you are lying. Well, then how would one beat the polygraph machine then? It seems pretty foolproof, don't you think? Well, when interviewing an untrained and uneducated person, it should be relatively easy and accurate. But there are people in the modern day who actually do train themselves how to beat a polygraph machine. And by the way, in the year 2022, it is actually illegal for someone to teach you how to beat a polygraph machine. For example, Russell Tice, a former NSA whistleblower, revealed that over a course of 20 years, he had taken and beaten up to 15 polygraph tests. He claimed that the NSA used the polygraph machines in order to gain personal information on their agents and to later use it to blackmail them to do risky stunts for the NSA. Tice states that the first question when a polygraph is administered is usually a question that participants are likely to lie about, like, have you ever stolen money? Or have you ever cheated on a test? Tice would bite his tongue while answering the first question, as it would set off the polygraph machine. Later, when Tice would lie again, he would not bite his tongue, but the people analyzing his graphs would believe that his responses to the first question, the one that he bit his tongue, was true and his only reaction to lying, thus discrediting his other lies without the tongue bite. Tice also claims that daydreaming and keeping calm helps beat a polygraph machine. Truth itself plays an important factor in how accurate a polygraph test is. Take the case of Condra Torres, for example. Who's Condra Torres? Well, you'll find that out in about 50 years. But for now, Condra Torres was a 16-year-old girl who went on a camping trip with her husband, Julio Torres, who was 21 at the time. And no, we're not gonna talk about the questionable age gap and the legality of it. It was the 70s. A man, Tom Brown, had seen Condra and her husband, Julio, with their dog on a camping trip. They were celebrating their 1-year anniversary of their marriage. So Tom Brown shot her husband and shot the dog dead. Then Tom Brown had taken Condra to a nearby mountain where he raped and brainwashed her. He had claimed to be reading books about brainwashing prior to the camping incident. He later let her go alive. When police questioned Torres and Brown about what happened to Condra's husband, they both told the same story, that Brown accidentally shot Condra's husband. They both passed a polygraph test. But how could Condra Torres pass a polygraph test if she was lying? The truth is, Condra Torres suffered from a condition called Stockholm Syndrome, in which a hostage gains feelings or affection for their captor. So now, this is what really happened. Like I mentioned before, Tom was reading a lot of books about brainwashing, and basically what happened was he shot the dog, shot Condra's husband, and then took Condra captive. He was being really aggressive and forceful towards her, and even admitted, yeah, I shot your husband and I shot your dog. Then suddenly he became overly affectionate towards Condra and claimed that it was an accident. And after 3 days of being away from civilization, and Tom, who knows exactly what he said and did to her, but Condra, for a while, she truly believed that Tom had accidentally shot her husband and that he took her away for 3 days for her own will, for her own goodwill, and then let her go willingly. And this really affected her memory and the way she viewed the train of events that had truly happened. So after being sexually tortured and brainwashed, she truly did believe that Tom Brown had spared her by letting her go. She also believed Tom's lies, that he had only shot her husband as an accident. It was only later on, when talking to her mother, did she realize that Tom was lying and that he belonged in jail. By talking to her mother, she was able to jog memories that she had either blocked out or was choosing not to remember. So then she went back, took another polygraph test where she went over the same chain of events as she did the first time, but then she failed the polygraph. So that's how they knew that the first set of responses she gave on her first polygraph test was a lie. So Tom went to jail. He was convicted of murder and went to jail. This all goes to say that memory is not what happened, rather your own recollection of events. Memory can change over time. Memories can also be manipulated. All of this can lead to inaccuracies with the polygraph machine. So then, what do you folks from the future use then? Oh, we use the polygraph machine. Well, surely you guys don't use this machine if it's not accurate. Oh no, we still do. But why? It's so inaccurate. Well, it tells the truth most of the time because most people will react anxiously when they are lying. And plus, nowadays, we have a set of professionals that will also watch the interrogations to observe body language to tell if a person is being completely truthful or not. So even if the machine is not right, at least we have human eyes to double check. Of course, this still leaves lots of room for inaccuracies, because if you were to study human body language and study how to beat a polygraph machine, then you could probably get away with your crime. Unfortunately, the polygraph machine is the best we got right now, but send regards to Larson for us. It was a really good idea. Alright, gotta go. It was nice talking to you. Hope this helps. Bye! Huh? Wait, no, don't go. Oh, well, this is very awkward. We supposedly had a time traveler explaining that the polygraph machine truly is just one big lie. Just cut the cameras. We'll be back on later on the air at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time talking about the Chesapeake Bay.